Hi, this is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth. Today, we're going to have a short lecture on caloric restriction and longevity. One of the big things we always look for is how do we lengthen our life? How do we live as long as we can? And this is one of the probably most documented, tried and true way of doing so. Before I get started, though, old business. The passive income from last month. We're going to vote this week. The two options are to go back into the general endowment fund or to be moved into the church slash physical library fund. So we'll take voting on that. And then on Saturday, once the votes are in, we'll release everything on Sunday. But this lecture is talking about caloric restriction. Basically, eating less and having fewer calories than your body wants or body wants you to have. And there have been multiple studies in this, usually done in mice, but different animal models have shown time and time again that if you reduce the total amount of calories, you can usually increase the lifespan of an organism by 20 or 30%. And it seems like there's decent evidence that this possibly goes along as well in humans. So this is one of the most important reasons why, amongst other things, to keep a healthy weight, because with all other things made equal, just reducing total calories taken in below the amount that our bodies naturally want is enough to make us live longer. Now, that's obviously, like everything, easier said than done. I tell all my patients, in terms of just losing weight, I don't care how you lose weight, I just care that you physically eat less. But that's very hard to do because I think our brains are hardwired somewhat to eat more than we're supposed to eat, and gets us in trouble. Um, the Japanese have an old saying, eat until you're 80% full. And I think that's a very wise saying. But it is hard to cut ourselves off once we've gotten to that level of enough where we're no longer hungry, but not enough to actually hit that trigger response. Our brain always seems like it's pushing us to eat more than we need. And I'm sure back in the past that used to be beneficial when you never knew exactly when your next meal is. But right now, food is in most areas of the world pretty plentiful. So we have the opposite problem. We have too much food and we don't have an easy way of telling our brains, hey, no, we need less than this. And really, it makes sense. When we're eating less, our body is cutting down on waste, it's becoming very efficient, and it's cutting down on unnecessary cells. And the theory is that it's getting rid of the non-working cells. If we need energy, we need to get it from somewhere. And so our body goes through catabolism, where it's breaking things down, and then hopefully it's picking the cells that we don't need, the older, less functioning cells, and hopefully we live longer. That is one theoretical way that it works. Hopefully, with time, with the new studies that they're working on a couple of different drugs, that hopefully they will make some breakthroughs in terms of longevity drugs. But right now, other than ones that are still very experimental, it seems like if we want to live longer, other than some of the other general measures, caloric restriction seems like a very good way to try and extend your life completely naturally. So hopefully everybody can work on that, and it's something that I always struggle with eating a little bit less rather than a little bit more. But it seems if you can do it successfully and really reduce those calories below what your body wants you to, you likely will live longer. And for most of us, that is the end game we want, is to have as long of a life healthily as possible. I think that's it for today's lecture. Come see us next week, and we'll talk about where that passive income is going to, and then we'll have another lecture to talk about something else. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.